Hi, I'm Sam Pierce from Swap Books, and welcome to a new 5-video series that I'm doing on the common roadblocks to becoming an author and how to overcome them. Now, as we start 2021, becoming an author may be a goal for many of you, but if you're not used to long-form writing, then you may find yourself getting stuck before you've even gotten started. Now, in these series of videos, I want to look at some of the common roadblocks that many people face on their journey to becoming an author, and to give you some advice on how you can possibly overcome them. Now, in this first video, we're going to be talking about the biggest and most common roadblock that I hear a lot, and that's time. As business owners, coaches, and thought leaders, time is something that we all feel we just do not have enough of. In our busy society, there are just so many demands on our time. So naturally, time is one of the most common roadblocks to starting and completing any large-scale project. Now, I am not going to lie to you. Writing a book does take time, and writing a quality book that will benefit your audience takes even longer. So don't be fooled by those millionaire author courses that are floating around social media saying that you can write an Amazon bestseller in a weekend. It just doesn't work that way. But at the same time, it doesn't need to take as long as you might think. You just need to do a little bit of planning up front. Now, by planning, you should start out with writing a book plan. Now, this plan will help you answer 6 key questions about your book. And those questions are who, what, where, why, how, and when. Now, I've written a really great article on how to actually go about writing this plan and how to think about those questions. And I will include a link to that article below this video. So once you've got a book plan done, you can then move on to what's known as a book skeleton, which is basically sketching out what the content of your book is actually going to be. Now, you can break this down into chapters and headings and subheadings. And the more you break it down, the more it will actually benefit you in the long run. And again, I've written another article that specifically looks at how to write a book skeleton. And again, I'll include that link below. So once you have your book plan and your skeleton, it is time to start writing. Now, the key is to write regularly and consistently. A good tip is to take a look at your existing diary over the past couple of weeks and try to find patterns of time where you could fit some dedicated writing time into regularly. It might be when your kids go down for their afternoon nap, or when you're commuting to and from meetings, or in the evenings before you go to bed. Now, for me, it was every morning during my morning coffee. It's a regular thing. I have to have coffee in the morning in order to function. So with just a little of adjustment to my regular routine, I was able to set aside 30 minutes every day while I was having my morning coffee to write. Now, using that process, I was able to finish the manuscript for my first book within 12 months, and the first draft of my second book, which was 50% longer, in just 9 months. Now, it is important to note that this tip only works if you are consistent. You need to aim to not skip any more than 1 or 2 writing sessions in a row. The more sessions you skip, the less momentum you'll have, and the more progress that you will actually lose. This can easily lead to feeling discouraged and eventually leading you to giving up altogether. So find time where you can write either every day or every week. The more you do it, the easier it'll become, and the easier you will find it to write. So I hope you found that tip really helpful. Join me tomorrow where we'll be talking about the next roadblock, which is imposter syndrome.